Peace, love, and light, Virgo, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ty, and I'm super happy to have you. Hopefully you'll take a look around, like what you see, and hit the subscribe button. If you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again. I truly appreciate all of the love and the support. Hopefully you've already subscribed to the channel. You guys, if you don't know how this works, it is a general reading, so everything will not resonate. Please take only what resonates, leave the rest for somebody else. Also keep in mind that the roles are interchangeable, and you should place yourself and everybody in your story where you see fit, where you know they belong, because only you know where your people go. It's your story, okay? So we're going to get into a general reading for you. Also know that this is regardless of gender. We all have both masculine and feminine energy, okay? So yeah. And keep in mind that these messages are timeless, all right? So whenever you get this message is when it was meant for you, especially if you feel that it hits, baby. Okay, time is an illusion. So let's get into it. Virgo, let's pull the overall energy. Spirit, give me the energy for Virgo. What is the current energy for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? I call my guardian angels divine to guide and protect me and assist me with this reading for Virgo. Overall energy for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you. The High Priestess. Okay, it did look like it fell out in the reverse, okay? Which means somebody here could be ignoring their intuition, okay? Also, the High Priestess in reverse talks about secrets being revealed, okay? Tell me more here for Virgo. Thank you. The Lovers. All right, so somebody here may be trying to make a decision, or maybe you feel like, I don't know, I'm getting unfinished business. We have the Hermit in the reverse. So, okay. So somebody could be spending a lot of time alone trying to make a decision here, Virgo. You could be spending a lot of time alone and kind of like secluding yourself. And, you know, with both the High Priestess and the Hermit, these are cards of solitude, okay? So I feel like there may be something that you're trying to figure out, a decision that you're trying to make, and you know, you may be feeling with the Eight of Swords stuck and all up in your head, but I feel like you have the answer, you know the answer. Your intuition is trying to guide you, but it feels like you are ignoring it. The Emperor in the reverse. Okay, I feel like, yeah, you're feeling stuck, Virgo. Like something is not moving forward. For some of you, you might feel like just nothing is really happening for you, like you're not making progress with something. But with the Emperor in the reverse here, I feel like some of you might be holding on to something that you know has run its course. For many of you, this has to do with the way that you're thinking, right? So outdated belief systems, all right? If you want something in your life to change, and with the High Priestess here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. So I feel like your life is shifting right now. It's not in your control, okay? Things are going to change regardless of how much you try to resist the change. It's going to happen, okay? And so I feel like you are resisting some sort of a change here. But also for many of you, it's like resisting or letting go of the story that you've been telling yourself for a long time, for your entire life, right? Things will begin to come in for you if you can see them first. If you have to believe in what it is that you want first, okay? There's something here about unfinished business, about closing out a cycle, a chapter, okay? You know, tying up loose ends, okay? With the High Priestess here, I really do feel like you are keeping a lot in. You're keeping a lot to yourself. And I feel like you're at the point where you just don't feel like you are in the mood to be around other people. I feel like you're trying to balance things out in your life. The Nine of Wands, you're tired. Okay, the Nine of Wands is about perseverance. Okay, it's about resilience. But I feel like you're tired. I feel like yeah, I have this feeling of like wanting to give up. Like, you know, nothing changes. Wow, we have the Empress and the Emperor here. Yeah, so I feel like something is trying to come in for you, but there's something that you have to close out, Virgo. There's something that you have to tie up. Even if that's that you have to get your finances in order. If you want your routine to change, then you have to put your foot to the pavement, kind of thing, right? You have to make the changes that you need to make. With the Hermit card here, I feel like you feel isolated. And for some of you, this could be in love, right? Like you feel like, okay, I can't seem to find anybody, or I'm not attracting anybody. And it's like, no, you are. But I feel like you've spent so much time alone, and you've been alone for so long that you don't even know how to let someone in. With the Nine of Wands, that's also a card of like being on guard. You're the wounded warrior. You've been through a lot in whatever situation this is. For some of you, this is a work situation, and you're trying to make the decision. You're trying to follow your intuition on what to do next. How do I move next? Where do I go from here? And Spirit is saying you already know the answers. You need to get out of your head and into your heart. Follow your heart, because your heart is never going to steer you in the wrong direction, okay? And by follow your heart, I mean follow what brings you peace. Follow what brings you that feeling inside that says, yes, this feels good, this feels peaceful, this feels like it's in harmony with me. With the Empress at the bottom of the deck, I feel like some of you are coming into union with somebody, but you're not seeing eye to eye with them right now, or maybe you're not even noticing this person. I do feel like, Virgo, like you are in the process of attracting a new love into your life. Somebody who matches your ideal person, right? Somebody who is in the way that you would imagine, you have imagined someone that you would like to be with. Gosh, I said that all wrong. And I feel like that's part of it, right? Like you can't really say what you feel. For some of you, that's the thing, right? You feel something and you don't know how to communicate it to somebody. You can't really express your feelings, or you can't express really what it is that you want, okay? To someone specifically, but for many of you, this could just be to the universe, because I feel like, you know, you haven't even taken out time, some of you. For some of you, the High Priestess and the Hermit in the reverse really is like ignoring your intuition, right? Not taking the time out to hear yourself, or to focus on yourself. So I feel like this could be for many of you, it's like you're busy, but you're not productive, right? You're busy, you're occupying your time, but you're distracting yourself from making a decision, right? Tell me about the Lovers card here for Virgo. What is this decision? Tell me about the Lovers card here. Whoa, okay, that was weird. The Nine of Cups, yeah. From what you want, making a decision to move toward what you want. Tell me about the High Priestess in the reverse. What is the High Priestess in the reverse? The Moon. Okay, so there are fears here, okay? And there are hidden feelings about someone or towards someone. You may work with this person, or it could be someone has hidden feelings toward you or about you, and they're coming in, okay? But somebody here could be, or maybe you feel like this person has secrets, and you don't trust this person. For some of you, it's about not trusting anyone, to be honest, because of what you've been through. It's like you look at the person and it's like, yeah, this sounds good. This sounds, you know, it sounds nice. But you know, who are you really, right? What are your actual motives? While others of you, this is about an employer that you work with that, you know, maybe you're just tired of dealing with, maybe somebody who just abuses their power, okay, and is manipulative. So Spirit is saying, you know, yeah, take some time out to listen to your intuition. If you're gonna spend time alone, there's a difference between spending time alone and just, you know, shutting everybody out, and spending time alone to connect with yourself, to connect with Source. And to be guided in the direction that is in your best interest, okay? Yeah. Tell me about this Nine of Wands here. Yeah, the Eight of Cups. there's some, I feel like, and it did come out in the reverse, okay, because it was gonna hop, it was gonna fall out like that, yeah. So I feel like somebody is avoiding something, but also somebody is choosing to stay in a bad situation, or in a situation that, with the World card at the bottom of the deck, they really feel like, I'm over this already, I need a change, I want something different. And I feel like you can have what you want, it comes in, but you have to make that first decision, right? To stand up for yourself, to speak up for yourself, to say how you really feel without fearing retaliation, is what I'm hearing, okay? Because I feel like you are a valuable asset to whoever, or where, to whoever this is in your life, or to wherever you are in terms of work, okay? Yeah. Tell me about the Hermit in the reverse here for Virgo. And that's you, by the way, Virgo. I didn't even realize. The Hermit card is you. And when you show up in your reading, it puts you in a position of power, which means that you have the power to change this situation around. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. Somebody is not speaking up here. Somebody is, it's almost like you're saying, you know, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of that, or I really feel like this, or I feel like I'm, you know, I'm being, you know, maybe you feel exhausted and you feel like you're somebody is just abusing your goodness, right? Like taking your kindness for weakness kind of thing. And it's like, look, if you are not, you know, a closed mouth doesn't get fed, right? So if you are not trying to move forward, if you are choosing to stay where you are, and you're not, like, let's say, putting out resumes, or, you know, if you're tired of where you're living, you're not looking for another place to go, you're tired of where you're working, you're not looking for other job opportunities, you are making the active choice to stay where you are, right? The Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck says, is it worth it? Is it worth everything that I'm putting into this? Is it really worth it? Am I going to see a return on my investment? You know, or, you know, is it time to give up, right? To give up, you know, overexerting my efforts, okay? I'm putting all of these back because I'm going to pull, we're going to pull for some advice right now. Yeah, but there's a need to make a decision here. Yeah, and close out a chapter, right? This is also about saying, you know, what you want. Again, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So if you don't make the moves, or if you don't say what it is that's on your mind, you know, things are just going to remain the same, okay? What is the advice for Virgo here? What is the advice for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? What is the advice? Seven of Wands. Yeah, protecting yourself. The Seven of Wands is about protecting yourself, but it's about standing up for yourself. Even whether that's a boss, whether that's, you know, a lover, a friend, it's about saying, like, wait a minute, you're, you know, overstepping your boundaries here. Okay, so it's about protecting yourself. The Wheel of Fortune, you know, is also about making a decision, right? So it's time for you to make a decision. It's time for you to stand up for yourself. It is about luck and fortune and fate. And so I feel like when you stand up for yourself, something comes in that makes you happy, okay? Tell me more here. The World, yeah, you're closing out a cycle. This is literally about divine timing, okay? You're closing out a cycle, and, you know, I feel like you can feel that it's over, but you're still hanging on to something. And I get it sometimes, you know, especially when it comes to like work and making certain decisions concerning money, like, yeah, there's always a concern of, am I making the right decision? Because this is going to affect me financially. It's going to affect my stability. But I feel like Spirit is saying you need to fight for what you want. Some of you are really stressed out. And so it's kind of like releasing, you know, that like overthinking and staying fixated on something, okay? And this is also about facing your shit, facing life, okay? So that's the advice right now. It's time to face, you know, face whoever it is that you need to face, have the discussion, even if that means that you move in a different direction and you start something completely new. Because with the Fool here, I feel like this is, you know, this is the challenge. Is like, I'm afraid that if I go and I say what I need to say, that, you know, if it doesn't go the way that I want it to go, you know, then what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just stay there? No, you need to have a discussion with yourself, put a plan into place for yourself, with yourself, even if that plan is, hey, I'm giving myself 3 months, I'm putting out resumes, I'm gonna go have this conversation. And you don't have to say this to the person, right? But this is about an ultimatum. That's what I'm hearing, right? So maybe giving someone, a lover, if it's a lover, you know, I need you to get your shit together, you know, or else I'm out. But it's about making a decision within yourself before going and having this discussion. So it's time. You've been spending all this time by yourself. Are you doing that because you're avoiding someone, or you're avoiding the conversation? You know, so Spirit is saying, you know, it's time for you to face that person, or face that boss, face the situation. Just, you know that it's okay to bet on yourself, and, you know, how you can have a plan in place and give yourself a deadline. Like, go have the conversation. And, you know, if this conversation doesn't go the way I want it to go, well, then in the next 3 months, I give myself 3 months to get the fuck out of here. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, with the bottom of the deck, it's like, it's time to do something. It's time, the ace at the bottom, the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It's time to say something. It's time to take inspired action. This is not about being reckless. You're not going to act, you know, recklessly. No, you can make a decision and say, okay, it's time for me to go. And there, you've made the decision. You're clear on that. You say to the universe, it's time for me to go. I recognize that. Okay, what am I going to do? Let me prepare my resume. I'm starting to submit my resumes out from right now. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go have this discussion with whoever it is. Okay, and that is how you tell the universe, I'm ready. That's how you tell the universe, okay, I'm shifting. Okay, anything else to close out here for Virgo? Yeah, okay. So you're going to have options, okay? With 7 of Cups to the 3 of Wands, I feel like you're going to have everything that you need. You're going to have more options than you think. You know, it's like, you're not looking at all of the possibilities available to you. You're not somebody who is not experienced. This is more about fears. You have more fears than anything. And Spirit is saying, get out of your head, because there are better opportunities, and there is a better life and a better, you know, world out there for you, available to you. And the minute that you decide, all of those options are going to present themselves. The Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so that is, you know, it's something that I feel like something new is coming in that starts off, you know, small with the Page of Pentacles, but it's solid. There's a solid offer that's coming in. The 3 of Wands, this is about expansion. You're tired of where you are. You're ready to grow, okay? For some of you, if this is about love, which I feel it's very few, it's about love for you, but you've outgrown a certain situation. And if it is, you know, and then it's time to close out that chapter. It's time to close out that cycle. Be real with the person. Be real with yourself. Then be real with the person. Be honest with them. Communicate that. And know that, you know, it may not come in right away, but there is someone out there for you, right? You can allow yourself the opportunity to meet someone who is more in harmony with you, you know, than the current person that you're in. Like, you don't have to settle for, you know, someone just because you've been with them for a long time. You don't have to settle at a job or in a situation just because you've been there for a long time, okay? So Spirit is saying, yes, you are going to be successful. I see the Chariot. That's the second time I see the Chariot. Victory is yours, but again, you have to decide, okay? You have to be the one to take the initiative. You guys, I hope that this brought you some clarity. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Thank you for staying with me the entire time. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below and let me know how. Give your girl a like. It does help my channel, and hopefully you consider subscribing. If you're interested in connecting with me in any capacity, or following me on social media, or reaching out to me for a personal reading, all of that information is going to be in the description box below. I love you all so much. Peace, love, and light. Mwah.